Here we have a Dell Alienware Alpha console. We're going to open up and explore the insides. This disassembly is relatively pretty easy and straightforward. So to start off, we always flip to the back. When you remove 4 screws to remove the back or the front, when you remove the 4 screws, it removes the back and the front. You just choose which side you want to remove first. To remove these 4 screws, you're going to need a longer screwdriver, as the holes are pretty deep. As you can see here, my normal screwdriver didn't make it, so I have to get a different one. You just need one screwdriver. Whichever one you're using will work for the whole process and can remove every screw we need to remove. Now that I've removed all the 4 screws, you can use your fingers as I am, or you can use a prying tool. There's a gap where the top cover and the back cover both meet. You need to separate that and just give it a little shake and it should come off. So I've removed the back cover first. Later on I'll show you how to remove the front cover. When you remove the back cover or the bottom cover, you get to see one USB slot that's a pass-through, and the other one is a hard drive. The Dell Alienware Alpha only has one hard drive. You just remove one screw holding the hard drive down and you slide it off. This is a laptop hard drive. So you can replace this with any laptop hard drive, and there's only one hard drive. Now I'm just going to flip it around, and the top cover will just come off as nothing's holding it down. So you just lift it up and it comes off. This is where you can access the CPU, the graphic card, the RAM and the wireless card. So this is the cooler vent, or it's to remove the fan. You just press in with the 2 clips and remove the string to remove the fan. This is the graphic card fan. The first one I removed was the CPU fan. And remember to follow this line and pull off the fan cable. When putting it back, remember to put back the fan cable, or else you're going to have issues. So there's 2 RAM slots. Just push the sides out to remove the RAM. These are laptop RAM, DDR3L. We're now going to remove the CPU heatsink. There's 4 screws holding the CPU heatsink down. You can remove the screw in any order, but when you put it back in a crisscross pattern. That way the thermal paste gets spread evenly. Second thing is, if you do remove the heatsink, you must reapply thermal paste. Do not use the one that's already on it. When you remove it and put it back, it makes holes between the heatsink and the CPU if you just put it back. That's why you always have to reapply a new one when you remove the heatsink from the CPU. it's a bit hard to pull off. To make it easier, you can warm up your machine, and that's a thermal paste. Remember to remove it out, as a thermal paste acts as glue, you can say, when it's cold. So to remove the CPU, you just pull the lever out, lift the CPU up, and take the CPU out. There's a triangle on the CPU, a little small triangle, and there's a triangle on the motherboard as well. It tells you the direction the CPU should go back in, and it can only go back in one direction. Now we're going to remove the graphic card heatsink. Same with the graphic card, you can remove the screws in any way, but when you put the heatsink back on, remember to put in a crisscross pattern, and also you have to reapply thermal paste. Remember not to overdo your thermal paste. For this one, the graphic card, you probably only need half a rice grain size of thermal paste, and for your CPU, you can use 1 rice grain. These black things are the RAM, so there's 4 of them, which means this comes with 2 gigs. Remember to clean this thermal paste off your heatsink and your GPU. So now we're going to remove the wireless card. The wireless card's a M.2 slot. There's just 1 screw holding the wireless card down. There's really no need for you to remove the wireless card, as these come with Intel 7260 AC, which is basically, you can say, one of the best wireless cards there are. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. This is relatively really easy and simple. Dell has made it, removing all the screws and accessing your components really simple and easy. So there's not much work and effort to it. Everything's pretty straightforward, you can't get lost. Only some screws require removing, the others can be done by your hand. That's it. Thanks for watching.